Hello, greetings. This is Gilles Mansillon. I wanted to come and say hello, wish you a good day. I wanted to speak today about cleansing and purifying, for the earth is getting purified. There is all kinds of need for purification, and we all need this idea of purification. Personally, I'm going through this cleansing for spirit. Told me many years ago that as soon as I've done my cleansing, I will wonder why I didn't do it sooner. And I'm getting there. I'm understanding it now, although I'm only 65% done. This process, which will take maybe it won't take that long, but I'm very eager to find that, to reactivate my brain, for the body is has to become like a crystal. It has to become like a clear crystal. The Buddha had discovered those amazing powers that the body has when it is enlightened. It's got all kinds of magic power. It's got all kinds of treasures, eternal treasures. But when we do this cleansing, it is not always enjoyable, and we feel like we have a loss of personal power until it's complete. Because when we let go of something inferior, we always gain something superior. But it's a matter of personal priorities. For let's say that because they're like long-term relationship, whether it's drugs, alcohol, tobacco, all those things are like long for a lot of people. They have had an intimate and long-term relationship. When you break a long-term relationship that's been so intimate that you've been intimate with for many years, it takes a little while for it to be completely cleared. And so personally, I had. Even if you fail, even if you try something and you fail in those process, do not give up. Just try to go back to it as soon as possible. For it is part of the process to go back and forth. For there is, I was talking about coffee. For me, it's like letting go of coffee. It was like yesterday. I woke up in my mind with the idea of coffee. I stopped drinking coffee, and so it was okay to drink a coffee that one day, once in a while. It is okay. Certain things are okay once in a while. But every day I was drinking like 3 coffee in the morning and then 3 or 4 in the afternoon. It's too much. Coffee is adrenaline, it's stress. Well, of course, if somebody who's drinking a lot of alcohol, who should stop alcohol before stopping the coffee. But alcohol is like, and then the other day also I was called, it was okay to have a drink. I drank a pastis and it was okay. For many years, from the age of 15 to 35, I was drinking alcohol every day from the 5 o'clock in the afternoon to 5 o'clock in the morning. I was going out every night. And so I was drinking a lot of alcohol. And then at the age of 35, alcohol became extremely unenjoyable. So I stopped it without problem and I couldn't tolerate it. But I was happy to see now that my body integrated. So when I'm with friends, I can have 1 or 2 drinks. But I do not have this dependence. I'm not an alcoholic. So that means I can have a couple of drinks and let it go for weeks without thinking about it. For a lot of people, it is not the case. That can be very dangerous. Alcohol, in advanced planet, alcohol is a poison for the mind and the spirit, and so it is a forbidden product. But in essence, we have to find the balance, and so we have to avoid it. Same thing with tobacco. Tobacco was a sacred product. A sacred American Indian used to smoke it in ceremony. They mix it with white sage, and when you smoke it with white sage, you don't create this dependence. It opens up for 15 minutes. It opens up the channel of the lung to communicate with the Great Spirit, and so they were using it in ceremony once in a while, not like every day like we do. A lot of those products have been taken from this intentional purpose of the earth to become commercialized and become toxic products. But in essence, all the plants have their function, and so. In essence, the thing is when the conquistador came, they infected the collective. The Indians with alcohol. For American Indian is extremely toxic. The same in the Middle East. People in the Middle East do not. It is really bad for them. But some people in Norway or Ireland can tolerate alcohol a lot better. It depends on genetics. But since they polluted the mind of the Indian people with this alcohol, they gave the tobacco to the conquistadors, or to the Occidentals, but they didn't give the sacred part that was the sage that make it special, that once it mixes with it, it opens the channel to the spirit, and then tobacco becomes addictive. Tobacco is an excellent fertilizer, also a natural fertilizer for the soil. And so there is all kinds of those things are, there is all kinds of addiction. Even those people who do not have addiction believe they do not have addiction, they do have addiction. But so it's about becoming conscious, and do not lose sight of the goal. What is the goal? To clear up. Once you're clear, you'll know what to do. You'll move back into present. Keep your eyes on the ball. And so same thing with coffee. The philosopher Voltaire was drinking 60 cups or 80 cups of coffee every day. But in a sense, coffee is adrenaline. So for me, it's like because I was drinking every morning coffee, cigarettes, and so it was really unconscious thinking, and there's all kinds of unconscious thinking that we have to deactivate if we become in the presence and we receive the message. It's okay to do something in the present. It's okay, but it's not like a repetition of something chronic that creates health problem down the road. And so in many sense, because those automatic thinkings are traps, it is the Neptune and Jupiter square that is challenging that, and then the Venus-Uranus squares. So there's all kinds of squares right now that are challenging all this unconscious thinking, so that we can become conscious thinker and let go of past conditioning. For it is important to become our God self will be found in the stillness of the presence, in the balance of the now, without needing to project back and forth. It is very difficult to let go of the past, for the past keeps coming back, but that is really the past needs to be integrated and balanced. And so when I want to say also is that the mastery can be achieved on the earth. We are here to achieve this mastery. But if we have decided on ascension and mastery, and we do not achieve before we have to pass, we let go of our physical body, we pass through the portal of death, we will achieve it soon after in the astral plane, in the inner plane. So it is no, and we may not have, it's not, we may not have to return here unless we really want to, and we'll be free. Once we achieve this mastery, we'll find this eternal freedom. So we also had received 5D technologies. Our DNA has been opening. We're receiving all kind of memories that are returning to us. That's memories that are very precious. For it is part of who we are. So Shakespeare said, "To sign on self be true," but who we are really, we do not know. This is the great question. So we do want to find that out. This is the purpose of my cleansing: is to find myself. For I know myself, but I want to know the totality, the fullness of myself, so I can embody the fullness of who I am, which is not too far in the future. So this 5D technologies that is being given is part of our DNA, and it gives us access to the possibility to look into other dimensions. Sometimes you receive a vision, you receive an insight, you receive those. So that means a part of you is aware there, right? And once this has happened, you know that you have an antenna. It is like an antenna. You can check it out. Not all the time, maybe, because you don't have the consciousness to keep this all active all the time, but to have the ability to look into those higher dimensions. So it is for a lot of those things that are coming from the past are subconscious experience. The subconscious is a vast realm that is below us, and we have the conscious and we have the superconscious above. The subconscious includes all that we've ever done, all that we've ever think as well, because to the subconscious, real experience, physical material experience, is just as real as what we imagine. So there's like those worries as part of the parallel realities that are potential, but we want to keep to know that it is only the light, the paradise before us that we are interested in, and even though those keeps on coming into our focal points, those parallel reality that shows inferior timelines, but we want to choose the higher timeline, and to understand that those schemes come from the subconscious because they haven't been deactivated. So we have to be patient and perseverant with that. And we want to align our chakra, each chakra, and those are invisible energetic system that we have within our body in a vertical axis. Each of them are connected to a divine ray of creator light, and each have attributes and function and attributes and qualities, and we need to embody all the qualities of those rays. Eventually, we may just be stabilized within any one frequency of those divine rays, but for now, we need to integrate all 12 rays, the 7 rays that are physical, and there is another 5 rays that are above, but they will come in due time. Understanding the right brain and the left brain needs to be fully activated. The problem of me drinking too much coffee is that it closed down the cerebellum, the well of dream behind the neck, which is the portal access to the sacred heart. back access. And this once we the left brain connects to the whole the masculine energy. It is the logical mind, and it manages the whole right side of the body. The right brain is feminine, is intuitive, and connects to the whole left side of the body, and those things have to be balanced and harmonized. We need to activate. For human beings actually right now using 20% of their brain in average. They used to say 10-15, but that was in the 20th century. We've grown. They haven't checked it out yet, but we all have grown and using more of our potential. But we want to go back to 40 to 75%. And my spirit and my soul tell me that I'm going to be able to reactivate 100% of my brain. And I'm so eager to do that, to move into my fully connected self, where I'll be, because once the two brains are fully active, it activates the third brain, the cerebellum, which gives us access to magical and mystical powers, which we connect through the intuition, but it becomes so much more. Those powers were already revealed in the Dharma, in the sutras of the Buddha. The Buddha revealed, he discovered all this already, but we'll even have even more powers, more understanding. For true powers, the problem of the world is that the power is greed and power are the problems of the world, the power over. But what we seek is love and wisdom. This is the true power that comes from the love and wisdom of inclusion. This is what confers the true power, and eventually this true power that is awakening within all the spiritual light workers will be able to command on everybody else, will be able to impose this higher truth, not forcefully, but there will be no choice. This higher light, once the higher light is anchored, the lower light cannot function. So it is about, we have to develop those inner powers, those inner understanding. It's about blending the mental and the emotional, to find it balanced and to infuse it with spirit and soul energy, and so to have this in your intention. Well, I hope this message was interesting for you and meaning for you. The painting behind me is about, I might have already commented, it's about the Milky Way galaxy and the Andromeda galaxy, with the DNA in between, where they meet in the fourth dimensional hyperspace. And here is like the remembering that comes from the Trinity, and there is the code 00101110 that opens up this DNA. You can visualize your DNA in your third eye and send it light and climb through it, and just you'll see, you'll find light when you reach the top. It's like it's very joyful, very ecstatic. For joy is not something we can maintain permanently, but more and more we have to find more things that bring us joy, to accept the fact that we can live in joy in the present moment without thought, outside of thought. Those are exercises, and we're working on those the still points. And pull a few cards to see. The highest wisdom for us today is determination. We have to be focused. Once our will is totally focused on the light, on love, on ascension, then nothing can distract us. There's always those distractions, but this determination will eventually, this light of the soul is more powerful. It can overcome any obstacle. Know that your own light is more powerful than any obstacle, but the challenge has to be fought within. We have to let go of this polarization, this Orion parameters of needing to fight and oppose, and so this is where we find the still point, the balance energy. What we need to understand is recomfort. We need to find ways to recomfort ourselves. I know that there is a great deal of liberation that are right ahead of me, and so I'm so joyful, so much in gratitude, even if it's not manifested fully yet. Here we have, and then what we need to do is destiny. It is the stairway to heaven. I'm going to sing that song again, Stairway to Heaven. It's a beautiful song, and it's about climbing that stairs, about fulfilling our destiny. If you do not know what your destiny is, it's your highest path of fulfillment, your sense of your mission, but also your own joy and happiness. So it is all connected as one potential. So know that your destiny will be fulfilled if you continue to follow your inner guidance, and the outcome is acceptation. We have to be accepting of all those things that have been communicated from spirit, even our flow. It is our imperfection that makes us perfect. It is Spinoza, the great philosopher Spinoza, who was like, accept life as an infinite perfection. Nothing can be different than what it is now. Then from accepting it, we will see that there is things that needs to be improved, and that is, we work from that. But we do not reject who we are in order to access something else. We accept who we are. We accept our high and low. For your your spirit self and your God self already knows all that and accept that. Yeah. Whatever you are, is God created you exactly that, like that. And whatever your conditioning, although it feels like we have individual will and we are making those decisions, it is we are making those decisions, but it is part of our God self as well. So as we accept all that, we are able to take a steady course towards the light. Well, I hope this message was interesting for you. I'm going to finish with a song. I'm going to sing it 3 times to anchor it. It's a very short song, but I'm going to sing it 3 times to anchor it. It goes like this. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that they're just too little of. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. No, not just for some, but for everyone. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that they're just too little of. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. No, not just for some, but for everyone. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that they're just too little of. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. No, not just for some, but for everyone. Let us embody that. Let us fill the world with love and higher light, and so that everybody can partake in this celebration of love and light. For life was created as a Garden of Eden, as a paradise. This planet was created, and then it fall into ignorance, into forgetfulness. But now we are remembering, we are reconnecting, and so it is our mission to maintain that frequency and to hold it. And as we do, it grows, and then we're able to share it. Well, I hope this message was interesting for you. I wish you a wonderful day. Namaste.